As we continue tonight, I want to bring to the podium a gentleman who has been committed to the Dominica Labour Party cause. A gentleman who for many, many, many years has been a Labour warrior, a Labour soldier, a man who has represented Dominica far and near, and a man who continues to work in the trenches to ensure that the Dominica Labour Party is victorious and that the Dominica Labour Party continues to deliver on its promises to all of Dominica. You do not know him as well as I do, a man I have known for a very long time in the Labour family. I want to bring to the podium from Portsmouth, Emanuel Nanthan.
Go to Labour again. When the lightning thunder, sun or rain. We go to Labour.
We vote in Labour again. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. People of the Kalinago territory, good evening to you. My dear friends, brothers and sisters, Comrade Casius, and all. Tonight, it is my pleasure being here in the Carib territory. I have said it before, and I'll say it again, that the Carib territory is my favorite constituency in these elections. The campaign team here in the Carib territory is without a doubt the best campaign team in Dominica. My dear friends, as someone who followed Rosie for many years, someone who worked with Rosie for many years, I am sure, moi certain, my comrade is pleased with the Carib territory tonight. My dear friends, Rosie Douglas, for a long while, worked very hard. Rosie Douglas was never about Rosie Douglas. It was about everybody else. And in everybody else, the Carib people, the Kalinago people, the people from the territory had a special place in the hearts of Rosie. You'd recall when Rosie got this first set of scholarships, it was for the people from the Kalinago territory first that they were given. Rosie felt that the people in the Kalinago territory needed proper education to lift them up, to raise their family, and to raise the livelihood of the Kalinago territory. My dear friends, when I look around the Kalinago territory today, I look at your leadership, I am very proud. The fruits of labor are beginning to bear. I recall, my dear friends, how disappointed Rosie was. That time, early time, when his friend, someone who he felt would have succeeded him, would have led the Labour Party, and would have led Dominica, and be the first Kalinago to lead Dominica, and when the man, for 30 pieces of silver, turned his back on you. It was maybe the darkest day in Rosie's life. It was one of the times when he felt worse of everything else. But my dear friends, temps fait temps. Temps quitte temps. And the people of the Kalinago territory are here. You are here. You are here because you have been a proud people. You are here, you have been a people committed, a people who are focused, a people who are dedicated. My dear friends, we as Dominicans and the rest of the Caribbean know how well you are. We know how resourceful you are. We know how strong and how powerful you are. We know, the Caribbean people know about you. But you, over the many years, have not been given a chance to represent, a chance to stand up and fight, a chance to raise your community, a chance to raise Dominica. My dear friends, comrades, one and all, tonight, I am here as a Labourite. I am here as a soldier of Labour, someone who joined the Labour Party many years ago because the Labour Party felt that one for each and each for all. My dear friends, when I joined Labour with Rosie and Mike, they talk of education, they talk of housing, they talk of so many things that benefited the poor. And Rosie is gone, Mike is gone, but in Roosevelt's carrot, I am sure they are well pleased. In Roosevelt's carrot, I am sure that you are well pleased. In Roosevelt's carrot, I can tell you that I am well pleased. Sometimes I watch the boy, I say, but look at him. Rosie spit in his mouth. So when Scary got his first set of scholarships, what did he do too? Like Rosie Douglas, the people from the Kalinago territory. Because he believed that in you, with education, you can raise yourself, you can raise your family, and you can raise Dominica up. My dear friends, tonight we're here. We continue on the journey. We continue on the fight. A match, not just for you and your family, but a match for the community. A match for Dominica. Tonight, we are here, united as one people. Your leaders here in the Kalinago territory, on the side of the Dominica Labour Party, are people who themselves are very, very committed. People who have bought into the philosophy and ideas of Labour Party. That is a philosophy of giving to the other. So when I came here earlier this year, or late last year, with Scarrett, trying to finalize a candidate for these upcoming elections, and I look at the slate of people who you put forward, men and women, I must say, when I went back to Roseau, I told Scarrett, comrade, they are all very good. And he told me, I know they are. I know they are. And among them, I believe that there's one among them who I believe can take over from me. Rosie Douglas said that to me years ago, referring to somebody who betrayed the cause. Scary said it to me last year. My dear friends, in you, the Kalinago, the original people from Dominica, I have seen talent. I have seen faith. I have seen wisdom. I have seen positive strength. I have seen foresight. And we have to work together. And that is why tonight, my dear friends, when I say that you are my favorite constituency in these elections, it's because I see so many people with a vision, with a plan, who know what they're about, who know what they want, who know what Dominica deserves. And what I see among them, I see the willingness to work with each other. It is not about who is the candidate. It is not about who is going to be pal rep. It is about who is going to lead a team that all of the others are part of. So Casius is the candidate tonight. But behind Casius, there are many strong men and women. Behind Casius, there is an army of young people, educated, committed to education. When I look around the Kalinago territory, comrades, brothers and sisters, I see so many young boys and girls want to go to university or are at university. My dear friends, and when I see Roosevelt Scarrett, he said not too long ago that in Dominica, the first set of people to have universal education up to tertiary level are the Kalinago people. Yes. He made that announcement at Jolly John last week. Every Kalinago who gets the grade shall be given a free scholarship to the Dominica State College. When you look at the work of the Labour Party and Roosevelt Scarrett, and you compare that to those on the other side, a team of men and women, you're truthful, a team of men and women who are looking about themselves only, a team of men and women who are looking for jobs. My dear friends, you know Claudius better than I do. Senator Hill said earlier, he might be a nice boy. Educated, yes. Handsome, yes. But Claudia Stanford, like the rest of the members of Team Dominica, Team Fu, is about Claudius. Claudia Stanford will not go on the ground and walk the nooks and crannies, walk the alleys of Tuna Village, of Antrizal, of Bataca, of Atkinson, Salybia, Maho River, Crevice River, and the rest, and look for the poor among you who need and who deserves help. When I first met Comrade Casius not too long ago, earlier this year, at least when I first remember him, I might have known him in the LYO before. Because as I said, I worked here for many years with Rosie. But when I saw him, when he came back from China earlier this year to take on the battle, and you look at Casius, you saw he was somebody. You listen to him, he's an intelligent guy. He's a very, very intelligent guy. He listens. He's very caring, very loving, very compassionate, and he gives his life to serve. Casius Darroux is about service and serving you and serving your people. I know the team immediately behind him who are just like him. They are all cut from the same cloth. And you, the young Kalinago Braves, the young Kalinago Braves, you, the young Kalinago Braves, I see in you men and women who are willing to serve. Men and women who are willing to read the books, to educate yourselves, to raise yourselves, raise your standard of education, to raise your family, your community, and Dominica. I have absolutely no doubt that you shall one day, very, very soon, lead this country again. The Kalinago people will take their rightful place and lead Dominica again. My dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters, if you look at the other side, there have been a bunch of people very irresponsible. Very, very irresponsible. In what they say, in what they do, and in how they act. They are about themselves and themselves alone. They want to use you and use the Dominican community and people to get positions for themselves, to serve themselves. And when they cannot do it, then they will do it by any means necessary. These are the same bunch of men and women who had no respect for you, the people of the Kalinago territory, in the last elections, when they blocked your children, your men, your boys, your girls, your grandparents at Pegua. And the children and grandparents were there at Pegua for late in next morning, trying to get to your homes. Trying to get to your homes. And the barbaric men and women in Timfu block you with no sensitivity. But we're not surprised. We're not surprised because that is what they are. That is in their DNA. That is in their culture. That is what they believe. My dear friends, brothers and sisters, you heard them again last week telling people to descend on the airport. You heard them. You heard them. But you know what? It is not the first time. It is not the first time. I recall about the same time last election, a man from Woodford Hill called me and called my lawyer. And he told us then, I have never said it in public before, but he told us then that he was contacted by some members of the leadership of the UWP to do certain things at Melville Hall Airport. Cocky-oy! 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 I wonder if Cocky know what I'm talking about. I wonder if Cocky know what I'm talking about. I wonder if he knows that certain people were calling certain people and asking them to throw oil on the runway at Melville Hall. I wonder if Cocky knows that certain people in leadership of UWP were asking certain people to use equipment to break down the bridge at Pegua and break down the bridge at Melville Hall. I wonder if Cocky knows. My dear friends, the people of UWP, that is their DNA. Yes. Brian Linton, oi! Brian Linton, oi! Brian Linton, oi! I wonder if you know who was calling Cocky. My dear friends, these people are dangerous people. Yes. These people are dangerous people. I wonder if the man in Woodford will remember that I gave him a tape to tape them. I wonder if he remembers that. These people have been dangerous people, and they will stop at nothing. So when you live here tonight, remember, my dear friends, that we in this family of labor, we are about Dominica. We put Dominica first. We work for our own Dominica. We work for each of us, all for each and each for all. We work to ensure that we take care of our people. We work for our people. Because without our people, then we cannot get Dominica to where we want Dominica to be. So tonight, my dear friends, brothers and sisters, as we continue on this campaign, as we continue to march towards victory, we have to ensure that we remember that in labor, we have a family that's interested in you. A family that ensures that the children of your children are educated. A family that ensures that your grandparents are given houses and roofs over their head. A family that ensures that no longer shall our people walk with butter bowl and butter buckets to carry what we have to throw. And we know that because we in labor leadership, we came from there. We came from there. And so many times, people forget those things. Sometimes when they move from those situations, they forget that there are others in that very situation. In labor, we will never forget that. In labor, we will never stay behind and say, we forget you out there. So when Roosevelt Skerrit launched a campaign on pit toilet and bucket toilet, I am very proud of that. The people who use those pit toilet and those bucket toilets are the least fortunate among us. I came from them too. And very often, people are ashamed to talk of those things. Very often, people are ashamed or afraid to look back at the poverty in our brothers and sisters. And when Skerrit goes out and assists your elderly, then they say that the elderly are greedy. When Skerrit goes out to ensure that he does whatever he can to get education for young people, we know what they call the young people. My dear friends, brothers and sisters, tonight we are here. We are on the verge of a great victory, but a victory that is for you. A victory that will not end with December 8th. A victory that must continue because this Labour Party, this Labour philosophy has to be carried. We must ensure that the young people become part of Labour. The young people remember the teachings of Labour and must practice the deeds of Labour. Brothers and sisters, there are others behind. So tonight, before I leave, I just want to tell you, look around tonight, look around your family, look around the people around you, look around your community, and make a pledge to work to help your neighbor, to work to help your family, those less fortunate around you. And in that pledge, you shall see the development, the advancement, and the growth of Dominica. One love and good night.